Hey, what's going on guys? Nick here with the Spider-Man Far From Home news update. So as you all know, right now Brazil Comic-Con experience is happening and Sony just held their panel earlier today in which they showed off a ton of stuff for their upcoming slate of films, including MIB International and Spider-Man Far From Home. With that, they got exclusive trailers only for those in attendance, but it's likely that they'll probably be online sometime within the next 10 to 14 days. Especially Spider-Man, because we all know Spider-Verse is coming out this Friday, so it would be weird if Sony didn't attach Far From Home to Spider-Verse. Now, thanks to folks in attendance, we do have some detailed trailer descriptions for Far From Home, along with some other interesting tidbits that they released during the panel, in which Jake Gyllenhaal and Tom Holland both came out and talked about the film on stage. So thanks to MCU Exchange, one of their writers was in attendance, and they had this to say regarding the trailer. It opens with Spider-Man in an event in some gym announcing something to a crowd. He heads backstage and Aunt May is there. They have a fun, sweet moment until Happy Hogan shows up. Happy compliments May's clothes and there's some chemistry between the two of them. Peter reacts the way that you would expect him to and asks about what that was. We then cut to him mentioning a European school trip. He gets his passport but leaves his Stark suit behind. You see some shots of Venice and London, and in their hotel room, Ned gets hit with a sleeping dart and you find out that Nick Fury is actually sitting in the corner of the room. He says, "I finally meet you, Spider-Man." We then cut to quick images of Spider-Man's new suits, like the stealth suit and the red and black costume. A big part of the trailer was the appearance of giant-sized elemental creatures, one made of sand, one made out of fire, and one made out of water. They then reveal Mysterio without his helmet, looking badass, emitting green smoke from his hands. During the sequence in Venice, that's where the giant monster shows up made of water, and comes Mysterio with his glorious fishbowl helmet, presenting himself to be the hero who saves the day. We then cut to the title card, Far From Home, and a little short tag of Flash Thompson making fun of Peter. In addition to the trailer, we also learned some really cool stuff, like, for instance, Spider-Man and Mysterio are going to be, quote, brothers in arms when the film starts, and that Nick Fury is actually the one who recruits Mysterio to help take down the elemental creatures showing up around Europe. We also got confirmation that Nick Fury creates and gives Peter his stealth suit, the black costume that we see all around in set photos and stuff, and has a shield logo on his chest, so it makes perfect sense. And like I mentioned in the trailer, we can see the elemental creatures, so that should be really interesting to see how they handle those. Everyone at this point is assuming that those are just some sort of illusion or trickery made by Mysterio to make him look like a hero, in which he'll ultimately turn on Peter at some point during the film, because according to Jake Gyllenhaal, the whole film hinges on the relationship between Mysterio and Spider-Man. There was also mention that in the film, Michelle and Peter are having a full-on relationship, which was teased in Homecoming. So what do you guys think about all this info? Drop your thoughts down in the comments below, and like I said, hopefully the Far From Home trailer will be dropping online, and then we'll have a complete breakdown of it and things like that. But for more updates on Spider-Man Far From Home, Marvel, and everything pop culture, be sure to subscribe to HN Entertainment.